I'm living my dream. Or at least I was 22 years ago when I broke the cellophane wrap on my very first record. Could you see the resemblance? My dream was to sing songs that gave people all over the world courage and hope. I wanted my music to not just be another recording on the shelf, but one that would make a difference. I was excited, but I couldn't wait to release my next record. I knew I had more songs to share with people, and God had told me to spend my life writing music that could help people. Well, does life go according to plan? Before I knew it, I was married to a wonderful woman, and we'd started a beautiful family together, and all of the privileges and the joy of raising a family and settling down had overtaken my dreams of recording. Now, don't get me wrong, I am so happy I met Miriam and we got married, and I'm over the moon about the wonderful daughter and 2 sons I have. But my music pretty much went on hold from back then onwards. Although I was involved in church leadership and music and had a wonderful family, I would find myself sitting up late at night, staring off into the darkness, thinking about, you guessed it, songs. Songs that I should write and dreaming about making another record. Now, some people think it's wonderful when God speaks to you about your life's work, but they seem to forget that it can take a lifetime to work it out. Sure, I was a musician, but it was like I was in a holding pattern. I was close by my goal, but it was always just beyond my reach. I spent almost 20 years telling people there are enough records out there. Who needs another CD to listen to? Was the lie I looped around in my head, just so I could stop thinking about doing what I knew God wanted me to do, to record again. And that was when an unhappy collision occurred with my closest friend. Let's just say it wasn't pretty, but it meant that everything I'd been doing in music pretty much ended overnight. Now, I've got to say I felt betrayed. I felt abandoned. I felt alone. I now had nothing musically going for me. Shipwreck. That's a great word to describe it. But you know, when you're shipwrecked, sitting on an island, there's one thing you do have. I now had time to work on the record. In that very dark hour, God spoke loud and clear to me to finish writing and recording the songs I'd been chewing on for almost 20 years. Ignoring what my closest friend had said to me and remembering that fear is a liar, I set to work on songs for a recording project. It's a strange mix of terror and exhilaration when you finally get working on songs again after almost 20 years. If I hadn't started working on making another record then, well, these songs wouldn't have seen the light of day. In some ways that doesn't matter, as there are plenty of songs out there. But people who have heard these songs have told me these things. So without me writing and recording these songs, those people would never have experienced that. But if I hadn't made this record, then I would still have been shipwrecked. I would have not only lost all of my music, but I would have lost myself. I would have let betrayal and fear and lies define me. They would have dictated these last 2 years, calling the shots. But now, I'm getting to release the record. By trusting God and doing something about what He said to me, I've finished these new songs. And these songs have made a difference in the lives of the people who have heard them already. Plus, I'm walking with my head held high, happy instead of afraid, confident instead of cowering. Plus, my second record is about to be released. It may have taken a journey of over 20 years, but it's here. And what makes this record different is the difference it's also making in the lives of the sick and the poor. I've given Mercy Ships the title track from this CD, Hope on My Horizon, to use however they want, free of charge. Plus, a share of the funds raised from this project go to Mercy Ships to help the forgotten poor in Africa get free medical care. Now, if you want a free copy of one of the songs off the record, then you can grab it just by signing up, and you'll also get to join my backstage pass too. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and a special thanks to everyone who helped fund the recording and the release. Just remember that fear is a liar, but God is truth.